Hey guys! Welcome back to another episode of Take Her Mic Away. Here, our opinions are often off script, but always on brand. You know us. I'm your co-host, the one and only Macy Craft. Can we get some applause in the control room? Oh, no? That's okay. We were planning on firing you anyways. Anywho, thank you guys so much for joining us this evening. I know the past couple of weeks, it's been a little crazy. We filmed in the morning last week, but hey, we're working with it. It's the holidays and we have finals week, so just give us a break, please. Nonetheless, Janai and I have a very, very exciting show for you guys. Like always, you know us, we're going to give you the most fun information. For those of you who don't know, this show covers all things sports and culture, so stay tuned if you're into those things. We post content every week on TikTok and YouTube and IG, so follow us at Take Her Mic Away, the same thing you see down below, and feel free to subscribe while you're down there. Anyways, guys, a lot has happened this past week, and we've got a short show today, unfortunately, but we're going to cover a lot of things, and I am so excited for today's show. You have no idea. You'll see. But we're definitely going to talk some USC football. You guys know we just played Notre Dame, and we did not win, so we'll definitely be covering that. We'll let you guys know what we think happened and what we think will be happening moving forward. We're also going to be talking the seniors that we will be missing here at USC. We have some interesting transfer portal news. I don't know if you guys have heard, but we will definitely keep you in tune with that. My favorite segment, guys, if you were here last year, this is my favorite segment. Who put that shh on this? See how much growth that is? No cussing this time. I was out of pocket last time. But we're also going to be ranking some of the fits with that segment from college football, and we're going to talk about the insane behavior that happened during rivalry week, some championship game predictions, and finally, we're going to be telling you guys how we feel about the Bills Mafia recruiting their fans to sweep their whole stadium. Not you walking in front of me. Anyways, without further ado, let's jump right in, guys.
Oh, thank you for that, Macy. Here's the applause that she so requested. I was scrambling in the back, but
She's fired. She is fired.
Oh my gosh. As she said, we have a very short show, so I think we should jump right in. USC lost, if you can call it that, to Notre Dame. I think we got our butts handed to us, to be respectful. Hello, Grandma. Just for you. I won't cuss. I think we got our butts handed to us. I don't know what happened. There's a lot to talk about, but since we have so much to talk about, we have to be quick. Let's start with the seniors. There's 31 seniors, one portal declaration, I guess you can say, and then 0 draft declarations at the moment. We'll talk about that on a later show. Who do we think actually deserves?
And that will probably be a short segment as well.
If y'all thought I was mean, Macy's petty.
I am not.
she's secretly petty.
Just a little bit.
But yeah, what are your thoughts? 31 seniors.
I did not even know there was that many. There were so many names that I saw that I was surprised.
Literally.
I was like,
the senior intro was long.
Yes, long.
The line was long.
I was like, dang.
At midfield. I was very shocked.
Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do next year. There's a lot of good ones leaving.
Yeah, who are some of your favorite seniors? Seniors that we'll miss for sure.
Probably Woody and Emmanuel are my top
ones. 1,000%.
Emmanuel, I hope you can go somewhere where you are loved and appreciated, and you don't have to literally put the team on your back like that and hurt your knees all the time.
I hope you go somewhere where the ranking for the team health room is A+. Because we've seen those NFL PA rankings. Chiefs, Ravens. But I will say, it is very hard to find a good O-lineman.
Oh, for sure. And
hard.
He is one of them.
Hard.
I feel like everybody can say that. He works so hard. It's so obvious. And I feel like it's so easy to pass up like O-lineman and just be like, not notice it. You cannot not notice it.
The game is won in the trenches.
So good.
Yeah.
Literally, he is so good.
I think I'm going to miss as much slack as I give Mason and Easton and Akili. They came in and they are our defense.
Those were my honorable mentions,
Yeah.
Easton and Akili, because I gave them so much slack at the beginning.
Deserved.
But now
slack.
I'm like, yeah, they really helped bring that defense together. I will
For
agree.
sure. Yeah,
For
I
sure.
mean, Eric hurt, Anthony Lucas hurt. I'm like, what are we gonna do?
Literally,
They
Bear
stepped
gone.
up.
The defense was falling apart.
I just forgot about Bear. Then I was reminded. Gavin's
Yeah.
also a senior.
Yeah,
So
and he's leaving.
the consequences of your own actions. Why do I feel like that should be the name of our show?
I know.
You made your bed, now lay in it. There's a
That
lot
what I
of.
ate.
I will repeat this saying a lot throughout today, but yeah, I do think for sure. Let's not talk about who we won't miss. We won't be petty.
I was about to say, if she asked me, I got some
let Macy
names.
cook. Who won't you miss?
Mason, I will not miss you.
Murphy?
Mason Murphy, I will not miss you at all.
Oh yeah, but come on, he had a couple of bad games.
I think his problem was he was injured so long, and he just was like, it was like injury after injury,
Talk
and when he
about
got
it.
out there, he just wasn't as good as before. And it was almost like he never regained that confidence that he had.
You can
so he
tell.
was just making just like little mistakes, and they kept him out there, and he just looked terrible. That one game where he should have had like 6 false starts, I was like, Mason, it might be the end for you, babe. I feel bad, but I'm like, bro, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing? That should never happen.
I don't know. Someone should have just
Literally.
like we saw Lake do this weekend.
To Cade, and then you got a false start, Lake. I said, Lake,
The
lead
same
by
exact play.
example.
But I mean, it's funny. At least he held him accountable.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do think I'll miss the seniors, but let's briefly, and by briefly I mean very fast, talk about that loss. I don't know. I think we could have won.
We could have won.
Why don't we say
that
this
is the
every week?
Story of our season. We could have won.
I think it's more frustrating because we could have won
Yeah.
a lot of games. Like if it was blowouts, I think we would have
Yeah.
been like, well, we knew we were bad. But games like this,
and don't even just look at the score, guys. If you were
have
there
to watch the game
and you watch at the end, it was like I think they were up like
by a
like,
touchdown.
Yeah,
It was
and
like
we just
14-14.
yeah.
Then they got one, so we had a chance. Then it was
we just gave up at the
21-14.
end. So don't mind those extra points that they had. We really could have won that game.
Yeah.
Like, there was like no reason we shouldn't have. I feel like we started off so good. Like we were keeping them like not scoring past us.
Yeah.
And then I feel like our defense, okay, I know it was senior day, but some of you on the defense looked
Ghosts.
terrible. Mason Cobb. I don't know what happened, but you looked awful that day. I'm not even trying to be mean. Like
Maybe
you
it was
looked-
very emotional.
I always say
you
that. I
did
was
say
telling-
that last week.
Yeah, I was
You
telling
said
Janai, I
senior
feel like
days.
senior games, it's either like the team comes together and everybody's like, let's do this for us.
Mm.
And I feel like that's when you have a lot of seniors that are just leaders and that is your team.
Mhm.
But I feel like when you have bits and pieces of seniors and they're like emotional
Yeah.
and their parents are there, I feel like it can go the opposite way. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's what I saw happen.
It just seems so sloppy, but
Yeah.
I will give credit to our defense. At the end, they did their thing.
Yeah.
When we needed to stop to get a chance back,
I agree.
it was quick. But Jaden, I looked at the play. I
Oh
can't even
my
lie,
God.
Jaden. I love you, bud. Both of those picks were on him.
Yeah.
It was just bad decision making. 2-on-1 or 3-on-1. The second one, it just wasn't. It
Oh, I
wasn't
thought-
good decision.
I thought she was talking about J-Rock. J-Rock, you didn't have a good game
Oh,
either.
Sorry, I
but
meant those
Jaden,
interceptions.
Those interceptions were. I went
both
back
of
and
those.
looked.
Yeah.
There was like one people were saying from one angle looks like something else, and I'm like, at the end of the day, if they called it an interception on the field and they reviewed it, there was not enough evidence for them to overturn that. Like,
Yeah.
like there was no push off. So my thing is, I don't know if it was nerves. I don't know if that was a play call because they were like quick throws there, but I'm like, I don't know. Like I just
Yeah.
feel like the ball wasn't put in the best position, but also I feel like some of those receivers, again, story of our life, you have to work for the ball, and I feel like a lot of people are just like, okay, put it in my hands. Even when he does that, y'all don't catch the ball. Let's be honest. I'm like, we have to work, but I do think Jaden, they were just not good throws.
At all.
And I feel so bad. I know he was crying as he left the field, and I'm like, again, like I give Jaden so much grace because I feel like he should have been started earlier. This should have been your quarterback.
Oh
and
yeah.
it's like,
What did we say? You made your bed, now
Yeah,
lay in it,
so I'm like-
Lincoln.
to me, yes, this loss is on him. I still think he performed well. I wish he would have had those picks at the beginning of the game.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
It
I feel
sucks.
bad. It
I don't
does
know.
suck.
I don't know. I just looked at his stats from last year. Even though he had 3,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, he did have 10 interceptions, which is, if you do the math,
That's not good.
that's a lot. I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
However,
Maybe he does have a history because 10 is a lot of interceptions.
But I also think he's at a school where he has a good quarterback coach that can develop him. So I feel like
You're saying at USC?
Yeah, I feel like Lincoln works with a lot of great quarterbacks, and I feel like it's only up for him from here.
Speaking of Lincoln, I've seen so many calls to fire him.
Yeah.
Has your stance changed, or what do you think on that?
I don't think Lincoln should be fired. I saw people comparing it to when Clay Helton was here, and Clay Helton was here my first year.
Lincoln's record is worse, by the way.
Yeah, but if you were here Clay Helton's last year, it was
no
like,
one was here then.
it was, bro, I'm telling you, people left the game like mid-game. Like, I don't see that when Lincoln's here. Like, and Clay Helton had a good quarterback. Jackson Dart was good. Granted, he's better now, but he was still good, and we were struggling terribly. Like, we were losing and losing and losing, like, getting blown out every game. Like, people did not even want to come.
Ooh.
So my thing is,
Just
when
got
I think
a
of,
little
like,
shiver up my spine.
when I think of like culture and building, if you have been here since then, Lincoln has brought this team so far, and I don't think he's a bad enough coach to just get rid of. One, you paid him $7 million. I think that's stupid to just get rid of him.
Way
Two,
more.
I think he's only lost these games by like very little mistakes at the end, and I just feel like that comes with time and tweaking, unfortunately. And be honest, like when we first saw this lineup that he had at the beginning of the season, I was like, I don't think it's going to be that
We
great
were
for him.
confused.
I was like, Miller's his quarterback. I just don't think
Look
he has
at our
experience.
receivers.
It's his first year in the Big Ten. Like with this team, I'm like, I just don't think it's going to be the best year ever. I do think he could have been better this year, but my thing is, I don't think this is a call to fire him. I think he just needs better recruiting and just more experience. I think he'll get better as we go.
Speaking of better recruiting, I think that is to blame on Lincoln. Obviously, I don't know the entire recruitment team, but like you said, we looked at our receivers and we said, we're going into the Big Ten with this.
Yeah.
I get it. You're confident in Deuce and Jacoby, Zach, Makai. I'm not.
Yeah.
There's nothing that they showed me last year, even spring game, that I'm like, yeah, they can go against Big Ten defenders.
Yeah.
There's no way.
No,
Like,
I agree.
You didn't. I'm sorry, Jay Fair. I'm really not
Oh,
trying
I
to be a
forgot about
hater.
him.
And there's a couple others that I can't remember because you didn't play. You hit the portal and got them, Lincoln.
Yeah.
And I get it. Maybe the ones didn't want to come to USC. I don't blame them. They were
Yeah.
like, go where with who? Who's the quarterback?
I agree.
I mean, I wouldn't come either, but this is what we got. We got
Yeah.
scrapped. So, like, I agree with you completely. Like, I don't think we should fire Lincoln. Give him one more year, sophomore slump, or I guess third year slump, whatever. But I do think Jaden, he's buildable. He has talent. We need to build up our team. Like, we need to hit the portal, World Tour Lincoln on that jet. I just feel like this is not who we are. Like, we've seen USC football, electric, hype, the Coliseum packed.
Yeah.
Caleb, Austin, Brendan, Taj, Mike Jack, everybody eating. Like, we've seen USC football. This is not USC football.
And that's the thing. I've been seeing a lot of people, Matt Leiter, please hush, but please shut up, get off Twitter. But he's right when he says, "Who are we?" And I think we've been saying that all
season.
all season. Like,
there's proof on
like,
our YouTube channel.
yes,
okay?
go back and
We're
watch.
real deal analysts.
literally, we've been saying we don't feel like this team has any culture. Like, they don't know who they
None.
are. And I feel like when you had Caleb here, you can just tell they built around him. Like, you can just
Talk
tell you had
about
so
it.
many leaders, and it was
Talk
kind of like,
about
it
it.
was like Caleb's team. Like, you could tell they respected him. They listened. They were excited to play. I feel like when you get here and you put Miller in charge of that, it's just hard because he hasn't been playing. He doesn't seem like the type to take control. He seems like a follower, in my opinion. I don't know him at practice and everything, but it didn't seem like the team was building around him. It felt like there were no leaders. There was like maybe little leaders that were like inconsistent, but you never could look at the team and be like, who was the face of this team? I
Right.
cannot tell you right now.
Yeah.
And I think that was the problem. And as a coach, I feel like you need to see those things, and you need to see them now and say, okay, next year we need to change that. We need to find someone we can build around. And I feel like Jaden could be that guy. I don't know how vocal he is, but he
Yeah.
seems like he wants it. And
Jaden has to be more like vocal.
Yeah,
he
I
has
agree.
to be.
Yeah.
Your quarterback has to be a dog.
I agree.
And I just think Caleb had that dog
He
in him.
did. He did.
Everybody said this and that and cocky and arrogant,
Yeah.
hitting the Heisman post. Dog, don't care what
Literally.
you say. Dog at the end of the day.
It's definitely a tough act to follow, but I'm like,
Yeah.
Lincoln, you've built so many great quarterbacks. Like, you can do
All
it
his
again.
quarterbacks are dogs. Well,
Literally.
the Heisman ones.
Yeah.
Kyler, Baker, dogs.
Literally.
Even if Kyler's a little soft spoken, still a dog. I just think Jaden has to just have a little more oomph. But also, again, 3 games at the end of the season. It's
I
like
agree.
3 seconds at the end of a basketball game. Now you want to put me in? Oh, okay. Now you want me to just get my little minutes. Like,
Literally, I'm like, Jaden, I don't know if you have any friends at UNLV that want to leave. Maybe a receiver you like, but maybe get him here so you have that chemistry or something. Because my thing is, Jacoby's leaving. Deuce is great, but he still needs to develop. Like what do you have?
Speaking of leaving, do you have any off the dome, or if you have in your notes, who do you think should leave? We should go 1-1, or not like you know what I'm saying, back and forth.
Zach.
No doubt. Do you want to cook a little or?
No, I mean, I think it speaks for himself. We didn't see much of him at the beginning of the season. We're just now seeing him at the end, and I don't think he's done enough to make up for like how great he was last season. I just feel like now you look worse than you did last year, and I feel like that's not good for you if you want to go to the league.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking it might be time to leave, and I know it's hard because it's USC.
You built a little culture here. You got your brother,
and it sucks. But my thing is, unless I don't know what's wrong, unless you're like, oh, I'm gonna really cook next year, and you believe that for real.
Yeah. And we did the facts last week.
Yeah.
Makai is an inch shorter and leading the team in catches, yards.
Unless
I don't know what else to say.
Glued to Makai's hip, and you guys want to be buddy, and y'all want to work together and just be the greatest duo.
What's your secret, Makai?
Literally.
But also, I don't know if I've ever seen. No, Makai catches 1v1.
Yeah, no, he does.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
My bad. I don't. So yeah.
I'm like, Makai has been in the lab, and y'all have been on the couch. Like, what is going on?
I really thought Kyron could cook, but that's a separate story for another day.
Poor Kyron.
That LSU game was
his peak.
Ugh. Everybody's peak.
Literally.
Michael's. No, didn't he miss a kick?
Michael, that was not your peak. Michael, in fact, I don't even want to talk to you. I'm so glad you're leaving. Thank you.
Oh my gosh. I don't know. I think this is a very, very hot take. You're not going to like it, but I think Deuce. Let me say why. Look, I watched a lot of football in my lifetime. You have NFL, college. I'm sure you've even watched high school football too. If you don't have that dog, it is hard to build that dog. It is Deuce's second year. He's gotten that dog for sure. I don't know if he's leaning more towards baseball and football is just to keep him in shape, or football is his second love. But I don't know what it is. He's lacking that dog. And I can no longer rely on Deuce. After this entire season, I cannot rely on him anymore to be wide receiver 1 or wide receiver 2. We've said it. I don't know how many weeks we've said, Deuce, you got to have that. Obviously, we're not talking to him directly, so he's not listening to us. But we keep saying, Deuce, you got to have that dog. Deuce, you got to have that dog. Deuce, you got to get better. Deuce, stop dropping the ball. Deuce, 1v1, what's going on? There should be no reason that you're 6'4" and above, because I don't know his exact height. There should be no reason that you're 6'4" and above, and you cannot catch a ball in coverage. There should be no reason. 1v1, you should be getting the ball every time. He just doesn't have that dog, and I just think he's holding a roster spot for someone that could actually use it. Amongst others, as we said, Zach J. Fair, so sorry to say, but you gotta go. But I don't know. I knew you weren't gonna like that take.
I don't like that at all.
It's totally fair.
Yeah, I do think Deuce is here for baseball. I think Lincoln was kind of like, hey, you're tall, like you can play, like why not just do both? And I think that was the driving factor to stay here. So I don't realistically see him leaving just because you want to be a dual athlete. Like where else would you go? Like I feel like it would be a lot more work. So in that sense, I do feel like he kind of feels like, like football's fun, because
kind of seems that way
because you have a backup,
Yeah.
But I don't know. I feel like there's so much potential, and that's the unfortunate thing. It's just like, will he capture it? And like, does he care enough to capture it?
Can we bet on potential? How many stars have we said, bruh, he can definitely cook? And then we waste our time betting on potential.
That's what sucks. It's like, Deuce, you could be so good, but like, does he care? Like, if he's like, I don't want to play football all my life, I get it. Like, you don't have to. So it's like, and I don't know if that's why, and I don't think Lincoln has him there to get him to the league. Like, maybe that'll come later, but he has a backup plan and he has more options. So it's like unfortunate because you can kind of see it in the way he plays. But I love Deuce so bad. I wish I can see the potential. I do. He could be so good.
We can see the potential, but
he could be so
even
good.
Then, it's taken him a while to capitalize on it. I do think someone asked what player has the biggest impact on our team. Obviously, Makai. If you take Makai out every game,
I say Makai, or Kamari didn't have a great game, but I feel in defense he really cleans it up.
Really? I feel like I think Easton.
I feel like Easton
He's
has
number 9 in the Big Ten in tackles.
I feel like Easton has come forth later, but I feel like Kamari has been consistent, in my opinion.
Well, Kamari, yeah, because they're different positions. I do think Kamari is more cleanup because he's a deeper safety. But I feel like as far as Eric being out and Easton stepping into that role, I feel like seamless.
Okay.
I don't know if him and Mason work that well together, but
no, I think they get over there and play around because they're besties, and it gets on my nerves.
I just feel like, I mean, come on, who else? Every time we're like, who's out in the tackle? Easton. Who's missing tackles?
I noticed. Oh yeah, I noticed Easton a lot this past game. Easton, they kept calling his name, and I was really like, oh, I feel like I haven't paid attention as much. I've just seen you miss them, but yeah, I'm biased because I'd be looking for mistakes.
I do think last year it's just very hard because we had so many starts in different positions. We had Kalen Bullock as our deep safety. We know we can always count on him.
Yeah.
We had Caleb Williams as our QB. Our entire wide receiver room. The entire room, running backs, both of them, and then Quentin as a third string. I knew we can rely on him too. Like we had so many dogs, even though our O line was, they had their issues. Our D line, Jamil came in, Bear came in. Like we had dogs in so many positions. Now we have like crumbs. I don't even know what to call them. Mediocre players, and I just feel like. It's such a downgrade from last year. Lincoln, you gotta cook.
No, literally.
You gotta cook.
Like, and some of these guys, I don't know what happened over the summer, but Lincoln, stop getting your feelings in it. Tell them to get gone. Tell them they need to get it together because Jamil this season, I said,
the entire season.
Who are you?
The entire season.
Who are you? You were so good last season. What happened?
The entire season.
I said, stop beefing them up and being like, you got to be fast because
we do not care about those weight photos
at all.
It's all for looks. Zach Branch was the one that was getting posted everywhere. What did he do this season? And I'm gonna pull up actual statistics for y'all that love stats.
Nothing. I'll give you a preview. He did not do nothing. Like him and Jamil, like
one touchdown the whole season.
Not bad. That is embarrassing.
Not bad. Last year he had 2 touchdowns. Why did it feel like he had more?
I think it was just the returns.
Yeah, it was. 8. And Makai cooked this year with returns.
Makai did cook.
I have nothing else to say. But alas, any last thoughts on the seniors that are leaving?
Some of you will be missed. Some of you won't. Those of you that will be missed, I wish you the best of luck.
I mean,
those of you that won't, I hope you spent your time here and did something with it, got a degree that you can use.
I mean, speaking of degree, Miller is transferring. We will briefly hit on that. I do think it is sad because, I mean, Lincoln had one great season, and then the next season with Caleb Williams, and as we said, dogs, we went 7-5. That should have never happened with that team. Exactly. But as we called, it was the defense the entire time. Even though we had dogs, which we did, our defensive coordinator wasn't putting them. Like we said, why did it wait until 10 weeks to put Chris in over Sierra? It was probably like 8 weeks, but still, it took too long. But again, Lincoln was 7-5 with Caleb Williams and that team. This year, I don't even want to say our record is worse. Just look at it. But Miller's transferring with his last year of eligibility. What do you think?
I would have never guessed this. I thought he would just leave. I genuinely because he was like, he made some statement. I remember at the beginning that was like, "Oh, I just want to make the team better." Like nothing that was like,
of course.
Like it wasn't like,
it's very media trained.
Yeah, it wasn't giving like, "Oh, I want to do something." Like this man never gave to me NFL quarterback. It gave, I'm just gonna sit here. I'm good enough to be on the bench behind Caleb. I'm gonna learn from him. If I get the opportunity, I'm gonna get in. But I'm gonna graduate with my degree and move on. Like.
I mean, you sat for 4 years.
Literally.
Well,
3 maybe?
He's a redshirt. So 4. You sat for 4 years. You lost the QB competition every time. No, I thought it always gave, I'm just sitting.
Literally.
You didn't have that dog to transfer before.
You know that book, If You Give a Mouse a Cookie? This is what this is. Like,
no, let's hear it.
It's just like you gave him a chance and now he's like, I could do something with this.
No, he has people in his ear.
Literally.
You're good.
Did you see? Good. I sent you on Instagram. It was like the schools that he could be looking at. One of them was like Auburn.
I saw Louisville. The list. It was Auburn, Iowa, Michigan, and
UNLV.
Louisville. Yeah. Cue the music.
I was
Look,
like,
you Mish, get the fuck out of here.
I'm like,
Respectfully. I don't know if that post is actually true.
me neither. I couldn't.
I really need sources. I'm not trying to dog Miller after
I'm like,
giving
what
him
if you go
praise.
somewhere and you sit again?
Louisville? Yeah, let's not laugh.
I don't see
Iowa?
the point.
You would waste your own time
Literally,
going there.
I'm like, do you just not want it to end, or are
Probably
you
not.
actually
I
trying
think
now?
he's actually chasing something. After sitting on, I will give credit where it's due. After sitting for 4 years and just starting out of the blue, Miller had a better than average season,
I agree.
especially for a USC team with the team that he had. However, let's be real, not an NFL starter, wouldn't count you as an NFL backup. So I think that's why he's going to Cook, to see if he actually has a chance, or was this season just like a happy fluke. I think he's
Whatever.
good, but I just think he's CFL, XFL. Not really.
Yeah. No, I agree. I think this might be a waste of his time, but I mean, I can't blame him for trying. You know.
Yeah. I can't blame him for trying. I just wonder where he'll end up. And I
Yeah.
agree with you. What if he ends up sitting again?
Like, what's the point?
I mean, oh my gosh. Actually, let's not. But there are people that came here that they were seniors and they thought they would cook. I'm sorry to keep dogging you, Jay Fair, but Lincoln wasted your time. He really did. And I hate that for him.
Well, he also wasted his own time. The shots that you were giving, you didn't do that well with. He did it. Like, he did
I
it.
don't think.
He did it.
Let's leave this guy.
He did not do that well.
He's probably got like 2 shots. I don't think he got much receptions. I can't lie. But I have nothing else to say. Let's move forward. There were a bunch of brawls this weekend. Obviously, it was rivalry. Wow. Rivalry. Oh.
What? I feel like you're saying it right, but it just sounds right.
I don't know if it's
Rivalry.
an accent thing.
Oh, rivalry.
Rivalry.
It's the accent.
Okay.
You're saying it right.
Rivalry weekend. So it's you. I will name just some of the best fights to me. Auburn and Alabama had a good one. Michigan and Ohio State, as always. That game was very shocking. The outcome. NC State, UNC, it was all right. Texas, TAMU, that was okay. But Florida and FSU, yeah, everyone wants to see that fight every year. But my question to you is, are fights okay? And should coaches allow players to exercise their right to show off their win?
I think the fights, they're going to happen. I feel like there's no use in being like, they're not okay. I feel like it's a lot when it's the whole team fighting. I feel like even in our game, we saw some things where like a few players after the play, pushing.
Yeah.
That's going to happen because it's a rivalry, and I get it. Like, tensions are high. So I don't care about the fights. I feel like when they're dramatic and everybody's joining in just to fight, if they're really dogging your teammate, then yeah, fight.
Yeah.
Because I don't play that either, but some of these were just dramatic in my opinion. But should coaches I feel like if you worked hard, you won. It's a rivalry. Yeah, you get to celebrate. I don't have any problem with that at all.
Agree completely. Texas, he was like, they can win with class. I just feel like there's a time and a place to be on your high horse.
Yeah. No,
Just
I agree.
let them show off. They're young men. Yeah, you need to hold them responsible and accountable. Let them show off. Okay, they put the flag in the middle of the field. It's really not the end of the world.
Yeah. Well, when I was watching it, I saw that, like, I remember when we had USC, UCLA, we went and put the flag in their field, and people were saying it's because it's on the logo. I think we put it on the logo, but the thing I will say about USC is that it had cleared out. Like, at our USC-UCLA game, pretty much they had
this season.
Yeah, when we were at when we went to UCLA, it had pretty much cleared out when they had put the flag on.
Oh, when they were doing it.
Yeah,
I thought you were talking about last year.
Oh no, I don't even want to remember that at all. But I think what was it? It was like the Ohio and Michigan one. I remember I saw the guy like pushing the
middle.
players
No,
out of
yeah.
the way.
You get what you asked for.
Literally. So my thing is, honestly, if I'm pissed that we lost and you're pushing me out of the way to put
I'm rocking.
Yeah, we're fighting.
For
so
sure.
I get why they were mad, because I'm like, why did you do that? You did that on purpose. You wanted to piss them off.
Exactly.
So my thing is like,
you have a brain. You're common sense.
So my thing is, I think for them to be like, I don't know why they were trying to like fight us.
Literally.
You do know why.
Someone was like, oh my gosh, it was the quarterback. He was like, just stop us from winning. It's just shut up. Just whatever. I have nothing to say.
I think if they were like over there and just like put it on there and they were celebrating as their team, and then they came up and then started fighting you, I would have said, okay, like, you lost. Like,
For
just,
sure. But you
like,
instigated.
literally.
So,
yeah.
what do you expect?
Yeah, I don't get it. Like, I'm pretty sure the one with, like, Arizona, like, they came up, he was just putting the
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
he came over trying to rip it away from it. I was like, that's dramatic.
I
like,
could never be so angry to go chase somebody that beat me.
Literally.
Like, I could never be like, look what he's doing, guys, get him. I would just be embarrassed.
Literally,
Because you know social media will make a mockery of you.
Like, when I lose, I'm ready to go home. Like,
quickly.
bye. Literally.
Even the player interviews, I'm like, y'all better than me. I would say, who want to get picked? Not me.
Literally, I'm going to say, pick somebody else. I have nothing nice to say today.
At all. And I don't know if it's in your contract. You're not in the NFL, but don't pick me at all. I don't know. But this weekend is a big weekend, not only for me and my homework and essay schedule. Pray for me. I have 4 essays due on Monday. So you will not see me at all. But we
weren't looking for you.
championship. You know, I just shut the camera off really fast. It is championship weekend, guys. Championship weekend. SEC, Big 10, Big 12. No Pac-12 because there's only Pac-2. And ACC. So sorry. I had to throw shade. It's not even shade because we were just in that.
No, literally, I said, wait, hold on.
Alas, but I will list the teams that are playing. SEC is Georgia versus Texas. Big 10 is Oregon versus Penn State. ACC is SMU and Clemson, which I know we're all shocked about. Miami got snubbed. And then Big 12 is Arizona State and Iowa State. What game are you most excited for? Don't say SEC. Let's not be biased here.
Well,
just say what you wanted to say.
Texas versus Georgia. I'm so excited for that because it's a rematch. And I feel like I've been seeing people counting Georgia out because, you know, we struggled against Georgia Tech. But I feel like in big games where Georgia has been counted out, they've played better. Like, I feel like Georgia Tech, they all expected Georgia to win. So, like, Georgia, they expected to win too, and they struggled. But I feel like Georgia has that fight. And I'm so excited to see this game because they really ate against Texas last time. Like, they really did.
Yeah,
eat.
the way I turned the game off, I said, this
I felt so
is
bad.
not hyped at all.
The Texas players were so confused. They said,
Next!
we've never seen this before.
I've never done anything.
So I'm
Can
excited
you
for
snare
that. Money wise,
please. We won't say the next part. But basically, I do think SEC, I do think that is like, don't know. I think Big 10 game is most exciting for me because Oregon, undefeated.
Yeah.
They were in 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Penn State. These teams that wiggled their way in, I was very shocked.
I can't believe they're playing Penn State. I'm so annoyed.
Same.
I said,
like Ohio State. What? You let Michigan.
You know that's what I wanted to see. I said it
Thank
episodes
you.
ago. I wanted
Thank
a
you.
rematch.
Also, I mean, again, Michigan, Ohio State, that's always a great rivalry. I'm not going to lie. But Michigan this year, they were not putting belt to nobody enough to beat Ohio State. I was very shocked. But whatever. Penn State is in. I think this will be a good game because Penn State, Oregon, Penn State always has their little, you know, they wiggle their way in. They're good. They have their little whiteout games. I don't know.
Yeah.
I just think Oregon's going to win.
I agree.
Know. Hopefully, Oregon, don't embarrass me.
I mean, even
But
if they don't,
undefeated,
they'll be fine.
We just lost another wide receiver recruit. I'm pretty sure he's going to go to Oregon. I wouldn't be surprised.
And I don't blame you, babe.
I mean, Nike headquarters, uniforms are sick.
Go where you're wanted. Go where you can get the most.
Literally. I don't know. I do think SEC game is exciting, though, because it is a rematch. Yeah. I think that's the only reason.
That's why I wanted to see 2 rematches. That's why I wanted Ohio State to win.
ACC is upsetting. I'm not going to lie. SMU have no hate, but we wanted to see Miami. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, SMU and Clemson, I don't even think I'll bat an eye. I can't even tell you what time that game is on. I'll look just for y'all, though.
I might watch the 4th quarter, you know, maybe at halftime, see what happens.
Yeah, I'll check. Are they still playing? It doesn't even tell me the time.
I'm not
I guess
really,
they don't care either.
I'm like, I feel like Clemson always, like, they're, like, good, and then they mess up somewhere. Like, I feel like I see them at the beginning, and I'm like, okay, Clemson. And
it's 8 p.m.
Oh.
Why did they give them? Oh, Eastern time, 8 p.m. Okay.
So 5.
Okay, whatever. Arizona State, Iowa State. I'm sorry, Big 12, but, you know, I don't care.
I don't care either. I'm glad
Arizona
you said
State
that, 'cause
was
I
just
really
in
don't
the
care.
Pac-12. I'm shocked they made it to some championship. Congrats.
But
I
I
don't
hope
care.
you lose.
That's crazy.
I hope you lose.
I'm sure there are some dogs on Iowa State and Arizona State. My bad for not really keeping up with the Big 12.
I don't care.
But yeah, I do think the SEC and Big 10 are, let's not say America's games, but let's call it what it is. They have the most hype, obviously. I just don't know why they're not later in the day, but whatever. I guess they gave, because I feel like the ACC game is technically what people will be watching more of, 8 p.m.
No, I agree.
Whatever. No one wants to see SMU. But alas. Next, I don't know. Should we talk about our best fits? Who we think had the best fit, or should we save it for the gram?
I don't know. Oh, we could.
We can talk strictly USC
Okay.
or whatever you like. Off the dome, who dresses the best? It doesn't have to
Like-
be just walkout. Just
Oh, well, we already know. This is what got me in trouble last.
and this is for since the season's coming to an end.
Yeah.
Who has dresses the best?
It's Tone. It's Anthony Beavers Jr. He
Yeah.
dresses the best. There's no debate. Like, there's like it's consistent. Like
Yeah.
he always puts it on. So my thing is like literally no one can compete.
I
Like,
don't
he
know.
has
I'll find his
I've
Instagram
not seen
for
a
y'all.
bad outfit yet. Like,
Not one.
genuinely have not. So I think
Oh, actually, I actually saw one.
okay, I have it, but I think he's the best dressed on the team for sure.
Yeah, I will say two things. Oh, his Instagram is Dream Chaser Tone. Great fits. The best fitted on the team is one, the dudes that don't play because they have time,
Yeah.
and the worst fitted on the team. I've never seen a lineman that can dress. I don't care if it's
I
D. I don't care if
agree.
it's O lineman. We love the big boys, but y'all need to buy your size. Buy your size tee, buy your size pants. It's okay to have it hang a little over. What is up with the corduroys, the ankle beaters, the high waters, the tight shirts?
The flip flops, baby.
Put
The
a little effort
flip-flops.
into it. I've never seen a lineman that can dress. Prove me wrong.
No, I agree.
Prove me wrong.
Everything, it's either too small, it don't match, and then look like you don't care. I'm like, I get it, you're there to do a job. Like, it's generally
little
giving like
into it.
Jason Kelsey.
Oh.
Like Jason Kelsey is like, I'm
Can
like,
you spare
I'm like, can you put something on, please?
money-wise?
It's like the basketball shorts and a shirt. I said,
Literally, like you
Okay.
just woke up. But
Like, I
even
get
I
it.
learned for myself, when I just put a little bit more effort, like when I just put a little gloss on or just put my rings on, like I just feel a little better.
I'm like, genuinely, you can put on a nice pair of jeans that fit. Like, you could do a white shirt, chain, and a nice pair of shoes.
A white shirt
A
and chain
fit.
combo gonna cook every time. A black shirt and
Black
chain
shirt,
combo.
black shirt, and chain.
Something. Not too much, but like we're giving y'all game here.
Literally, like,
It don't have to be name brand, but I get it. I know who you go to school with. I know their NIL pockets are deep. Trust. I definitely have been influenced to spend a little extra coins,
No, for sure.
but keep it simple. Keep it simple.
Just bought a $55 jacket.
Hope that's my Christmas gift, y'all. I'll be doing a haul for what she gets me for Christmas.
Yeah,
But I will say the ones that don't play can put it on.
I
Tone.
agree.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Was that a sneak diss?
no, he knows,
Don't watch this show, Tone.
like, at all.
But your fits are great.
They are good. The fit's easy. I can't argue with that.
Yeah, I would say best dress Tone for sure. I don't think there's really a second best dress in my opinion. That's very close up there.
I agree. It's like Tone, and then it's like we start here.
Whoever else.
I
like,
think I personally like Mason's fits. I feel like
oh
I didn't-
yeah. Yeah.
he had on recently this past week. He had on a cowboy hat and cowboy boots. I love it. I love it. I
Ew.
love that. It was like a black cowboy hat,
Oh.
and then like the jeans had like
I
stars
gotta
on
see
them.
it. I gotta see
The
it.
jeans had like stars on them. It was real cute. I liked it.
I think I've seen Makai has good fits. Kyle, when he's not doing too much.
Yeah,
when,
but sometimes he get confused real bad.
when he's not doing too much, Kyle can
Mhm.
cook. I will say Zach Branch, but also I learned, and this is like makes me so happy. A lot of NFL, NBA players, they go to women.
Yeah.
Like I didn't know that, but I saw on TikTok and I went on her Instagram. Every NBA and NFL player ever, I'm
Yeah.
like, huh?
No, they do.
Even Bryce Young. I'm like, huh? I didn't know that. So Zach Branch, I mean, I knew he was styled by his team that he signed with, but Zach Branch put it on. Congrats to his stylist. Y'all eat every time.
Yeah.
They eat every time.
Yeah. Honorable mentions: DeCarlos Nicholson. I thought he was good.
Oh,
He had
I
on,
need
like,
to check him out.
I love like the jorts type of thing.
If
love that
a
trend.
man can pull off jorts, you got it.
No,
I just
literally.
haven't seen
him, and I feel like Charles Ross.
Oh,
They ate.
yeah.
It was like
Fits.
I'm like a pieces girl, so if you have on like a cool piece,
Yes.
yeah.
But also,
They
I
ate.
would say like pieces are so hard because once you post it, you really
can't wear it
We saw
again.
Mario Williams with that spider.
I was seeing
But
on the
then we
gram. I
said,
was seeing there.
why are we
outside.
making fun? We know that hoodie cost $3 million.
I said I'd be wearing it too.
Y'all will see me in this every chance you get. He was wearing that every day though. I can't lie.
Literally every time I saw it, I said
Not too much on Rio. I don't know. I did see Charles Ross had a green vibe. That one was tough for
Yeah.
sure. I said yeah. Stylist 8.
Be
But
the ones that don't play.
yeah, they must have time.
They really could.
I would say non-USC James Pierce Jr. This man had it was like a cream shirt with pink in there. He had on jeans with rips, and then the rips had pink shining through. I said, "Wait, they have those tights on?"
Shut up.
I have to show you.
Not are those
I think I sent it to you, but I was like, "Wow, he put it on though." James, he do put it on. Okay, this is the shirt.
I don't like skinny jeans.
No,
She's
but-
showing me skinny. Those are tights, baby. Those are tights. And
well,
they're like
where
hot
I'm
pink
from,
tights.
skinny jeans are like the thing. I literally
hate
came to
skinny
LA
jeans.
and nobody wore skinny jeans. I had to buy new jeans
I remember
to
this.
fit in. I was like, wait, what everyone
I
doing?
hate skinny jeans.
I love a good skinny, especially
so
on men. I
ugly.
just think, well, that's
I
just what I
hate
miss
it.
too.
Ugh. Don't come talk to me. with no
But I
skinny jeans
do
on.
agree with what she said. Pieces like James, he'll
Yeah.
have like the tights were too much. But he'll have like an accessory,
Mhm.
a wallet that matches his shoes, or the shoes will have blue and the shirt will have blue. I feel like you have to have a good eye for certain things. So
Right.
they put it on.
They sure did. I agree.
In our limited time, do you want to talk the Bills begging their fans to shovel
Yes, I feel like they do that every year. I feel-
every
yeah.
year? But $20 an hour, maybe because I'm in LA right now. But who's living off that? No, in Buffalo, New York, you're not living off no $20 an hour.
Well, I'm thinking it's an additional thing. You know, like, hey, like we
Yeah.
can go to the stadium, maybe sneak in, get some food. Like, do you have to be? I wonder. Do you
it
have to have a
says
ticket?
$20 an hour,
do they,
free
like-
food and hot beverages.
Do they escort you out when you're done? Because my
Hmm.
thing is like, what if you just snuck in there?
I'm trying to read the details.
But I
That's
think
a
it's
great
worth
question.
it. Like they feed you hot food. I'm not a fan of like manual labor, so like I feel like you also like chat it up. Like, are they like slave drivers? Like, hey, you got 4 rows to do. Like, I want to know how it goes because I'm thinking like if you're like a kid and you're like, oh, like hey, on the weekend I can go make 20. Me and my friends can go make $20 an hour.
yeah.
Get fed and
So
everything.
no ticket is provided. It just has $20 an hour, free food, and a hot beverage.
I feel like you should.
That's not bad for kids. Yeah.
Yeah.
Not bad at all. Even if I'm in college and I just need some extra money.
I would probably do it.
But I just think 20, y'all being a little cheap. $1 billion.
Yeah. Well, I think because it's like New York,
multi-million.
but I'm like, isn't $20? That's probably like over the minimum wage. Let's be so for real.
In Buffalo. But also, again, $1 billion company. The owners probably sleep lavishly and don't have
the
to
minimum
worry.
wage is $16.
Yeah,
So
but
they're paying
also
over
in
it.
Baltimore, I'm pretty sure it's like 15. But no one can live off of those. Isn't it still
No,
8
I
in
agree.
Texas?
I swear, when
Some
I first started
cities.
working in Florida, it was $8. I kid you not. It was not worth it ever.
Laughable.
I think maybe now it's like 12.
Oh my gosh, I remember in Baltimore when it got switched to 12, and it was like the biggest thing. Like people were
Literally.
cheering. I was in high school. I'm like, just now 12?
No,
What?
it makes you not want to work at all.
Like, what are we cheering? And the mayor had to like move mountains to get that. I'm like, what are we fighting against this for? Who's fighting this? People always say the small businesses. If you can't pay, okay. Anyways,
okay.
I have nothing else to say. But a lot is happening today. USC women's basketball is playing right now. I do believe. Let me check. Oh yes, we're up 78-36.
Oh,
but again,
we won.
we're playing California Baptiste. We haven't played a real game since week 1. We did lose though, but I don't think that was a real team. We do play Oregon this Saturday away, so that'll be a good test. USC's men basketball, they play tomorrow at home, our first Big Ten competition. That'll be a test. For USC, we await what bowl game we get. So now the question doesn't even have to be asked. Will Miller play? No. So
Literally.
we'll see who we get.
That solves that one.
We'll talk about it when we get there, obviously. And we'll see who declares for the draft. I'm very excited to have that conversation.
I'm not.
Who declares and who do we think will actually make it? I think that will be interesting. But it's championship weekend. USC, we had a great season. And we will not be in the Coliseum anymore. That was our last game as seniors. Unless Macy, decides to get her master's degree.
Yeah.
I don't know what she thought I was going to say, but unless she decides to get a master's, because I'm not, I won't be in the Coliseum as a student anymore. Definitely will shed a tear about that later when it hits me like a truck.
I already did.
But yeah, I'm very sad. Like, no more, oh my gosh. Like, I'm going to have to pay for an alumni ticket to see the intro next year.
I'll watch it on Instagram.
No more intros. No more booing the players as they walk out.
Booing?
The bad ones.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
No more
yelling from the sidelines when they're in a huddle so they can hear me.
No more ref. Are you blind?
Telling them to take profit out.
It is very sad. It is very sad, but I do think like it just makes you blessed for what you have and like makes you enjoy every moment.
Kumbaya, my lord.
I actually may cry, but anyways, to not take up too much of your time, this was Take Her Mic Away. Macy's gonna talk you out.
And
I'm gonna cry about our last
and hurry up and get out.
Our last game. Fight on.
So she'll be back next week. I don't know, and we have a bowl game to play, so I'm very confused.
Our last home game. You guys know what I mean.
Yeah, and I'm sure she'll be back in the Collie at some point because you could not keep this girl away if you strapped her down. As an alum. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching our show. We are so grateful to have you guys here. As always, go follow us on Instagram, TikTok, because I post some funny TikToks, you know. Anyways, it's at Take Her Mic Away. Leave some comments down below about what you want to see and subscribe. As always, this is Take Her Mic Away. We'll see you next week.